Congratulations is in order to one Mr. Cayley George, the new world champion of pinball. Took it down today in Carnegie, Pennsylvania. I was there to witness it live. It was a lot of fun. Enjoyed myself very, very much so. My voice is trying to give out on me, so episode 102, that is, of Coast2Coast Pinball, might prove to be interesting. Let's go. Welcome to Coast2Coast Pinball. My name is Nate Shivers. This is the podcast commentary. I'm a man out of quarters. How are you all doing? We're coming to you not live from Erie, Pennsylvania, a couple hours north of the Pittsburgh area where Papa took place this weekend, and it was a thrill and a pleasure and an honor for me to take part in Papa 17, to witness the finals of Papa 17, and to cheer on friends of the shows and just some all-around good guys, even if I don't know them that well. Cayley George seemed like a really nice dude, sort of a quiet guy. He reminded me of the quiet assassin type pinball persona. My voice is really thrashed tonight. I have a lot to say about my trip to Papa. I have a ton of game stuff I will talk about over the upcoming episodes in the future. I have some big picture pinball things that I've been thinking about nonstop since I sort of took in the Papa tournament, and some of it really, really long-term thinking about pinball as a hobby, as a, quote, sport, and I say, quote, sport in that the way that poker would be a, quote, sport. I have a lot of ideas about money in pinball and competition and marketing, and all that stuff is just swirling around my busy head, but I don't think my voice is going to hold up to go into all of that tonight, and it's late, and I have a meeting in like 11 and a half hours here in Erie, Pennsylvania for my job. So I'm just going to give you sort of the brief, quick rundown of the Sunday at Papa. Showed up. There was no competition for me. All the qualifying was done. You heard the wrap-up in episode 101. They were doing the finals of the A, B, and C divisions today. There was a first round for the bottom 16 in each division to play each other. It's four-person groupings. You played on a bank of three machines. The top-seeded person, I believe, picked a machine. And second-seeded person picked their order, I think is how it went. I'm not totally sure on that. Top two people in each group would advance, and I really liked the way they did it. It made for some great dramatic moments where you had guys who needed to put up a score, and if you were paying attention closely, you could follow along. One complaint I might have is I think they could do a improved job in the future at the Papa headquarters of getting the scoreboards up, especially for the A division, so the people, by the end of the day, there was 100 people sitting around watching, and it was dramatic, but if you weren't on your phone or looking, you didn't maybe really know exactly where everybody stood. I think they could do a better job of maybe announcing the players, just building up the pomp and circumstance of it all, I think would be good for the presentation of it, because I was following along really closely to where everybody was score-wise, and it was really intense to watch. And you're so in the mix with everyone because the players and the attendees are all just shuffling, and everyone kind of knows each other to a degree. Like, I don't know all the players, but I know Keith Elwin. I know who he is. I bought a pinball machine from him. So it's like I nod at him when I say, hey, what's up? He sold me that Skylab, remember? And he looks at me like he doesn't remember, and that's fine. He's a very intense guy, and some of the players get very upset when they don't play well, and some get very excited when they do play well. But watching Bowen Cairns and Keith Elwin both fail to make the Final Four was something. I mean, that was the two previous champions not making it. That was a big moment. And in the room, I don't know if everybody catches all that. And I streamed a little bit of the Twitch TV, the Papa TV feed through my phone into like earphones and listened to some announcing, and the announcers do a fantastic job of like breaking down the machines and the games. I wonder if it's all a little too inside for anybody who's not really in this crazy little pinball world to be interested in, to understand and get. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. What do you think? It's all available, I think, to watch now after the fact, and I do plan on going back and watching some of that. So my throat's killing me, guys. I'm sorry. I will say this. Highlight of my day, and you're going to hear the interview I did with won 11-year-old future world champion Escher Lefkoff. He and I sat down and talked pinball for a little while. I asked his dad's permission, of course, and Adam said, yes, he will give you great sound bites, which he did not miss on that one. He gave me great sound bites. But I will just tell you this before I play the 2 interviews I'm going to play for you on episode 102 that I have here. Escher is not only, I mean, I think everyone kind of gets that he's super talented, and if you talk to him for a few minutes, you'll realize that this 11-year-old pinball prodigy is also very smart, but he's also really nice. And I want in my head for Escher Lefkoff to be this evil villain, this 11-year-old child that just pounds me and beats me into the ground at pinball. But that's not what he is. He's this really good dude who's going to probably grow up and be one of the best pinball players we've ever seen, and he's also going to be one of the nice guys in this hobby. You just get that feeling. His dad has done right with him, and it's cool to see because Escher and I did about a 10-minute sit-down interview, and he didn't know who I was. He'd never really met me. He'd seen me walking around all weekend, but he didn't know who I was. When I said, hey, I want to sit down and talk to you, and he said, yeah, okay. We did our thing, and then he said, hey, let's go play a game. And I was like, okay. And he said, let's go play Star Trek. And they had 2 Star Trek set up at the Project Pinball booth, and Project Pinball is a really fantastic charity that I really should take the time to plug on this show at some point. I'll do that someday, not tonight. But Escher said, let's go play Star Trek. And I said, okay. I said, but here's the deal. You got to tell me what to do because you're way better at this than I am. And he goes, oh, yeah, I'll teach you. I'll teach you all the shots. And that kind of like was fun to him. Like he was excited that somebody was like, yeah, tell me what to do. And guess what happened? I beat Escher Lefkoff at Star Trek. Now, granted, I'm not trying to tell you that on any level I'm better than Escher. He finished 30th qualifying in the A division. I finished 76th qualifying B division. So he's much more skilled and talented. He knows the rules to these games just inside out. As we were playing, and he had some unlucky power drains. He really couldn't stop. But as I was playing, he's like, shoot that ramp. Okay, go to the middle. Calling out shots. And there was something about the way he was telling me how to do it. I just hit all the shots. And he goes, wait, did you play in C or B? And I said, I played in C but bumped up to B. He goes, yeah, I see why you bumped up to B. You hit all your shots. And I was like totally flattered that this 11-year-old is being complimentary of my pinball playing. But in my head, I'm thinking, dude, I didn't play this good when I was playing for real in the division, or I would have probably done better. So Escher got my best game, and I think I beat him 6.4 million to 4.6 million. So little victories. But yeah, I mean, just majorly impressed by Escher, and I hope to run into him again soon and let him get his win back on me at some point. So that was awesome, and I appreciate Adam letting me beat his kid at Star Trek. Let's see. So Kaylee George won. Kaylee is just solid. Every time I watch Kaylee play, he just seems to be like surgical in the way he approaches pinball machines. And I believe Josh Sharp was calling the games that they were choosing. The final 4 came down to Josh Sharp, Joshua Henderson, I believe is his last name. Sorry if I got that wrong. Zach Sharp. So we had both Sharp brothers in the final 4, which was pretty awesome, and Kaylee George. And they started out on Adam's Family, which had been where Josh had been putting his group before. They moved to Alien Star, an old Gottlieb game, which was very interesting. I had never played Alien Star, and watching them play it made me really want to play that game. So I really enjoyed that was one of the final games, and then they finished off with Metallica. And I thought it was sort of great to see them play Metallica, which has sort of been one of the key games in the resurgence of the pinball buying as a hobby and whatnot. And it played fast, it played brutal. There were just some awful drains. I mean, I think going into his 3rd ball, Zach Sharp wasn't even at 2 million yet. Kaylee put up some big numbers and needed to beat Josh on the last game. They went in tied. I believe they went in tied into Metallica, and Kaylee handily won on Metallica and won the championship. So, congrats again to him. It was a lot of fun. Everybody at Papa at the headquarters was so kind and just good. And I shout out to Pete, who works there with Papa in the production booth. Paid me a great compliment. Told me to listen to the show. Really appreciate that. So, I'm going to go ahead and play these 2 interviews, the first of which is with someone who I'm a big fan of, and that's Don Walton from the Pinball Podcast. We got to hang out and play some pinball today. We just jumped around the room and just sort of walked all over and played a bunch of games heads up, and it was probably one of the highlights of the trip for me, because it was some of the most fun I had playing games. We played mostly older games, EMs and Zaccaria games, and it was just a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed it. And then Don and I sat down and just sort of chatted a little bit, and after that, I'll play you my little sit-down with Escher. We'll wrap this up after that, and that's episode 102. See, I only had to talk for about 10 and a half minutes. Got myself off the hook today, so appreciate you hanging in there with this awful voice. And here is Don and I at Papa today. All right, we're here at the Papa 17 World Championships, and I'm joined by the one, the only, Don Jr. Walton, as they listed it here, from the Pinball Podcast. How are you, Don?
I'm doing great, Nate.
So it's the meeting of the shows here. We have to am I supposed to have a keep flip part out to go right now? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, am I supposed to be in bed about to fall asleep?
Yeah, it's getting out of bed with Dawn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Teresa. So we're watching the finals take place, round 1 of the finals. I know Bowen, Kearns, and Zach Sharp have both jumped out of their group. We're watching on the big screen right now Mustang being played. You got to play Mustang for the first time here at the show, didn't you?
I did. I spent $15 to play Mustang in the B group.
So you did what I did. You started out in the C group, and then you jumped up to the B group. Was that literally just to play Mustang?
Yeah, I was so low in C's, it didn't really matter. I was okay with them wiping that all out.
That's how I felt.
B's, I wanted to play Metallica too, see if this one was set up different.
How'd you do in the B group?
Awful. Did awful. My best game was 24, which the only reason I played it is I was tired of waiting for Scared Stiff to open up. I hate 24.
You take a very a very interesting approach to this competitive pinball thing, more of a path of least resistance, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't care. Pinball's pinball.
You're here just for the fun of it.
Yeah. I'm not going to spend $200 on entries.
So I would take it this is the most impressive collection of pinball machines you've ever seen?
Yeah, definitely in one place. Yeah, they got, 300 games, I would guess.
I think it's
almost
400.
400?
Yeah.
There's maybe 2 dozen that are off right now.
They did a pretty good job of stuff that was off yesterday was back on today and stuff, but things fail.
Yeah, I saw at least 2 different techs going around kind of working on games throughout the day. And there's actually a tech working right now on one of the A final games.
Yeah, they got Alien Star in the finals here.
Up on blocks.
Oh, it looks like it's going back together now. Glass coming in a second. We'll see.
They're just finishing the first round. So we have 2 groups in.
So 2 groups in. We've got Bowen, Zach,
Dave Heggie, and Andy Rosa.
Andy Rosa progressed. So we got 1 group left to qualify 2 people out of. Who's in that last group?
We got 2 groups left.
Oh, 2 groups left. I'm sorry.
Trent, Adam Becker, Chris Stevens, Josh Henderson, Lyman Sheets, Keith Johnson. A lot of big names there. So
absolutely.
A lot of former winners.
Yeah, it looks like Keith is leading his group right now, maybe?
Yeah, he's got 5 points right now. Yeah, that's the highest.
Yeah. All right. Very interesting. So what games did you see here that you had never seen before? What was kind of a first time for you?
I made a list.
A list?
Yeah.
Am I ruining your show?
Probably.
Well,
nobody listens to our show.
That's
so
not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Probably the most fun we just played together was Title Fight, the Gottlieb street level
That's
game.
a cool
I really
game.
Enjoyed, but it kind of hosed us on the last ball.
Didn't give you your last ball. It was I was winning a lot of the games against you by either games freezing up and not letting us play or just cheating.
We're wasting a couple tokens over here. I played a lot of Zacarias. One of them that I've always thought looked awesome was Blackwater 100. And man, I'm awful at that game.
It's a hard game because
all the ramps are vertical.
Nothing feels right on that game.
No, it's very bizarre. But I was glad to finally get to play it. Let's see, any other big ones? I did play, was Disco Fever the one with the bent flippers, the curved flippers?
Yep.
Which felt weird. I thought it would have some benefit to being a curved flipper.
What did you think of Zaccaria Farfalla with all the flowers and prettiness of that thing?
I like Farfalla. It's a fun game. I did awful. Soccer Kings, another Zach, I did a lot better on. Farfalla is really cool, though. I don't mind the flowers. I'm not a big theme guy.
No?
Themes don't bother me. Layout is where I'm at.
I gotcha. All right.
Although stuff like Metallica, if that was Kenny Loggins or something, I'd probably feel differently about it.
So somebody pretty big in pinball was telling me he was considering a Tesla pinball game, and I tried to talk him out of it.
Is it there's such a thing, or he wants to
He was thinking about doing it.
customize one?
And I said, I don't think that's a great idea.
No, I couldn't name 2 Tesla songs right now.
I might be able to do that because I'm a big rock dork, but I don't think that had much appeal to the masses.
Are they big in Japan or something? Because pinball's not, so I don't think that would go over.
I think he just met someone in Tesla, and I don't know.
Paying tribute to him?
Sort of. So, how was the gameplay in the C and B divisions for you? How were the games set up kind of like you expected? Harder, easier?
I would say throughout the whole complex, games are set up harder. Pinball Hall of Fame is kind of the opposite, where there's a lot of low, easy replay scores. There's a lot of matches. Here, there's almost none.
I haven't gotten a match yet out here on the main floor. I think they have them turned off.
Too. Yeah, it depends on the game, because some of them are still set up for tournaments, even though they're on the floor. Like the center post will be missing a rubber. All the outlanes are really wide. So you're kind of just experimenting with how you can do on a tournament-style game. None of them are set up easy.
No. Let's talk about all the women. We should talk about all the women here.
Yeah, this place, we're drowning in it over here.
Yeah, I think...
I saw both women,
Both women were here, yeah. They're here.
One of them was working the counter.
A lot of dudes. Any single woman looking for a guy who likes pinball should be here looking.
If you're a fan of fat dudes with cargo shorts and receding hairlines, this is the place to go.
It is. It's excellent. So the facility itself, it's kind of like this giant, I guess it used to be an industrial building. Is it what you expected?
It's a lot cleaner than I expected. It's nice. It's like nice in here.
It is really nice.
It's like a Disneyland arcade.
Yeah.
There's seating. There's a little snack bar area. Yeah, it's nice and clean all over. There's plenty of room to walk around. You don't ever feel crowded like you would at a normal arcade.
Comparing this to like expos that you've been to and different festivals, in my opinion, this is a much more kind of comfortable vibe and easier to get on games.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've waited in line for anything. Unless there's a tournament game running, like a separate tournament like that Wizard of Oz, had a line for...
Adam's family's been pretty stacked up all weekend. Everyone trying to practice.
But yeah, there's plenty of stuff to hop on.
I guess with the focus being so tournament heavy here, like I'm looking back in the main game room back behind us, and maybe 20% of the games, if that, have people on them.
Yeah, definitely. If that, I'm looking down this long row here. There's probably 60 games just right here, 4 people playing. So yeah, I'd say Expo you only get overnight to play, whereas here you get 50-some hours of games open. Now everything's on tokens, so nothing's free play. Actually, there's like 2 games that were free.
Yeah, everyone found the Pirates of the Caribbean that's on free play. Everybody's been on that.
With the Opera, the credit counter's broken or something, so it never goes down past 1.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
Because I love that game.
Yeah. There's only one game on 75 play, which is Transformers.
I found that the other day. I thought I wanted to go play something fast before I got into the tournament just to get like real snappy. So I picked that of all things, and I'm like, what? 3 tokens for this?
Yeah. It plays like it would on location. Were there any games that you played that you were proud of your score?
My first score on both Centaur and I'm blanking. What was the EM and C division?
Something Target Pool.
Okay.
In C division.
In C division. Target Pool 2. I did okay on that.
B.
No, there was an EM in C division yesterday. It's all blurring together to me now.
Yeah,
but,
me too. So last night they moved all the games.
Yeah.
So our point of reference is gone.
I was actually
Future Spot.
I was actually
EM,
I had like a top 10 score at one point on Future Spot, and I think it ended up being like the 15th highest score when I pulled out of C division.
But that's gone now.
And I'd never played that game.
Yeah. I watched the tutorial. It looked so easy. Oh, I just hit the spinners.
That's what I did too.
I just drained down the center over and over.
I thought just lighting the spinners was really difficult.
Hitting anything on that game was difficult for me. I thought that would be like my ace in the pocket. Like that's my go-to game. That was the first game I played and bombed. I
put some good scores up on Ripley's Believe It or Not because I went and watched the rules overnight and figured it out. And so I was pretty happy with that. But my problem was, and I talked about this on the show last night, you got to put 5 games together in a row to do anything in any of these divisions, and I was just not able to ever string together 5 games on one ticket that would all do anything score-wise, so it was a lot of voids, really.
The threshold is kind of around 300 points, so if you put a monster score on one game, that's still only 100 points. You have to put together 4 more games, at least, 30 points each.
And I noticed in B Division, the threshold was only like 215. 215 qualified you last night.
Wow. Lower than I expected.
But the problem with that is that's still 215 divided by 5. Let's do some math here.
You're still placing on all 5 games.
Yeah, or having 2 monster scores and 2 middle. Yeah, it's just really hard. And I see a game like Scared Stiff, and I'm like, oh, good, I know that game. Awesome. Well, it's got lightning flippers on it.
I noticed a lot of games with lightning flippers. I'm trying to think of the other one that had... Oh, Doctor Who had lightning flippers.
That makes things very difficult. Doctor Who's a center drain game anyways.
Does that one normally have...
Maybe it does. Maybe it is regular. I just know that I drain down the center in that game all the time. So, but it's been a lot of fun. You got your new in box X-Men game. I saw on the Facebook post.
Yeah, the day before I left to come out here, it arrived.
Did you get to play it at all?
I played about 10 games. My babies were sleeping, so I didn't want to go too loud. And then when they're awake, you're constantly hitting start and holding on the buttons and resetting your game. So I'm looking forward to getting home, and hopefully by then my Pinball Life order will be there with all my new rubbers and all my protectors. My package from Cliffy will be there. I can outfit it and then play.
Should Papa try and get more vendors and whatnot to come and be a part of this World Championships? Do you think they should have more people here so you could buy stuff and draw in that crowd, or not necessary?
No, they'd probably do okay, but this isn't that kind of gathering. This is really heavy on tournament. Everybody's just been lined up at tournaments all weekend.
It is interesting because you have this collection that kind of dwarfs everything. I guess Texas had a game lineup close to this, probably not as varied though. It's almost a shame that they don't have a weekend where people are just coming here to play all these games when both of the weekends is open. It's just 2 big tournaments.
Yeah, open it a little more often. It's obviously put a lot of time into getting everything ready for this every 6-month tournament. But yeah, it'd be nice if every weekend it was open or something. They probably earn a lot of money. I think they're a 501c3 or whatever. They're not non-profit.
Yeah.
So all the tokens we're buying is going to non-profit or going to charity. It'd be kind of cool to keep that running.
I think that may be what the idea with the Replay FX tournament, or not tournament, but expo next summer is going to be, is to drag all these games out of here where they have the restrictions, because honestly parking here is a pain. If you had 300 or 400 people descend on here just for the expo side of it, if they were to do that, it would be tough. But they're going to go to the convention center with it. I don't know about all these games, but I think most of these games are going.
Yeah, I heard 700 some pins, and I don't know any other collectors who are going to haul out 700 games.
In Pittsburgh, yeah.
So are they going to have to change all their coin mechs, or are they just going to run tokens for all of...
They'll probably run tokens. I mean, I don't know. Maybe everything will be free play. I'm not sure.
That's a good point. Yeah, $20 a day or something.
Yeah, probably go free play with it.
That makes more sense. That's still a ton of work. Moving 700 games?
Well,
Jersey Jack hasn't done it in 3 years.
Low blow. Low blow. Where's Keith?
I'm an investor, so I'm all right.
Yeah, you got your game. You're all right.
I'm okay.
Is it weird seeing Keith Johnson playing Wizard of Oz in tournament?
It was definitely weird. It seemed like most of yesterday he was kind of perched there, just making sure it held up, I guess, or just keeping his eyes on it. Then last night they took the Twitch TV channel live, I guess around 10:30. And the first thing I tuned in right away, the first thing I saw was Keith doing commentary on someone playing Wizard of Oz. So it was kind of cool. He knew exactly what was going on, obviously.
I saw something pretty funny. Zach Sharp was playing, and Keith says to Josh Sharp, I can't believe he's not going for the witch, hurry up, whatever. Yeah. And Josh goes, how would he know to shoot for that? And Keith said, because it's lit. And Josh just looks at him and laughs, goes, Keith, everything's lit. Yeah. Literally, you look at the screen, the whole game is flashing.
Yeah, don't go for the flashing shots on Wizard.
Yeah, that's kind of the running joke, I think, is that whole game is just lit up. Josh Sharp was having a good laugh at Keith's expense last night on that. It's pretty funny.
Even then, they had a Wizard set up for charity for a kids' hospital. And I got in line. The girl in front of me didn't know any of the skill shots. So I was like, oh, here's the half dozen skill shots you can hit. Even just your first plunge is overwhelming. There's so many options. So.
I guess for the home environment, though, that's a good thing.
Oh, it's a great thing. Yeah. I will never see the end of that game. I will never see the middle of that game. I played it once with the glass off for a half hour and didn't finish it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very, very deep. Which is great. That's what people want now. But it's still satisfying. You're still starting stuff early enough. It's satisfying for a home player.
Have you had any of the board issues that a lot of owners have had?
Yeah, I wouldn't say singular board issue. I'd say I've replaced about half of them now. Boards. I actually have a box sitting at home that I just received with 4 or 5 boards in it. And I just sent a box last week with 3 or 4 boards. And this is my 3rd and 4th shipments. hopefully all the bugs will be worked out on Hobbit, and there won't be any issues.
Are you going to buy Hobbit?
Not right away. I'm never pre-ordering a pin again.
Never?
Not doing it. I don't care if it's the Pixies Meet the Punisher theme. I don't care. I'm not doing it.
I bet you would change your mind if the Pixies Meet the Punisher was actually built.
I would get that money available, but I would not pre-order.
Would you buy another Jersey Jack pinball machine?
Yeah, I think it's a great game. It's a killer game, but I don't like being the guinea pig testing out parts for the past year.
Well, and you said earlier that you're not as much of a theme guy. You're a layout guy.
Yeah.
That's more important.
I'm not a fan of the theme, but the integration of the theme into the game is amazing.
Yeah,
every
really
shot
good.
Goes towards something that you remember from the movie. They did such a good job making everything count.
So you've gone back and watched the movie since you had the game?
So I got the Blu-ray, I put it on, I fell asleep before it turned into color, and I woke up when it was black and white again.
So for all you knew, it was just black and white?
Yeah, I've seen it obviously as a kid, but not recently in its entirety. But everybody's familiar. Everybody knows what a winged monkey is, and melting witch, and haunted forest.
Absolutely.
They're iconic images.
Well, awesome. Well, we're going to watch the finals here. Yep. I'm still sick, as I think you can probably hear. I'm stuffed up and not enjoying life right now, but I'm going to see who wins this thing. Who's your pick to win?
Don't put me on the spot there. I don't know. I have a soft spot for Lyman.
Okay.
I'd love to see him take it again.
I was talking to somebody last night, and I said, I'll take Bowen and Keith and give you the rest of the field. And he goes, no, I wouldn't take that bet.
I'd love to see some guys like Steve Bowden is always right there, but has never quite gotten there. I'd love to see those kind of guys just
I would too. You know, he told us last night this was his first time qualifying for the finals in the A division.
Great. Well, good luck to him. That means he's on fire this year.
I hope so. He's playing great. I mean, he knows what he needs to do and seems to be doing it. My dark horse pick, Zach Sharp.
Sure, yeah. I wonder how the other countries feel. They've only won the World Pinball Championships, once?
I think one time, yeah.
The banners are above us, we can't quite see them, but, yeah. I like keeping it in America.
I do too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Roy is actually crushing it. I wouldn't be surprised if he took it.
Roy's qualifying ticket was disgusting.
Yeah, it was
disgusting.
Like 281 or something?
No, it was like 341. It was like really, really high. It was.
He was a good 60 to 80 points ahead of everybody.
Yeah, nobody was close. Nobody was close. What's Roy's last name? I always forget. Is it Wills? Roy Wills. Yeah, seems like a super nice guy. But he was just walking around all giddy and happy because he was just by far and away the top qualifier. He
had yesterday off, basically.
Yeah, his ticket went in early. I talked to the guy who got 24th. He was like the final guy to make it in. His qualifying ticket was early day one, and he just rode out the storm and watched it go the whole way.
And he made it?
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, Colin, look at his ticket number, 82. He put in the 82nd ticket, and the last person in was Josh Sharp at 3,982. So 3,900 entries later, Josh Sharp got in.
At $20 a ticket.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I'm assuming that counts all three divisions.
Yeah,
that entry number. Yeah, so Roy Wills, 361 was his final tally.
I think it was Keith that was right behind him all day at 282?
Yeah, and then Carl and Josh came in late. 3808 and 3982.
They had a killer ticket. They were already qualified. They just sat on it till the very end and played their last game.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, so Colin McAlpine with ticket number 82 qualified 24th. Just, I think, 3 points ahead of the 25th Steve Zahler, who just missed out.
Crazy.
It is crazy. People put a lot of time and energy into this tournament, and it's pretty cool. It's only pinball. We say it all the time. It's just pinball. It's just a hobby, just a little game we play. But to these guys, this is a big deal.
Well, for some of them, it's a livelihood. They depend on getting paid.
Well, yeah, and you think about a guy like a Josh Sharp or a Zach Sharp who, they sort of are tied to the industry. Being able to say that they're the pinball world champion for a year, that could be a big deal for one of those guys.
Yeah, in our industry.
Well, a big deal in a little pool.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. Well, Don, thanks for coming on the show. And I love your guys' show. I've been listening since the very beginning, and it's good to finally meet you.
Check us out, Spooky Pinball Podcast.
I love the Spooky Pinball Podcast. You and KT are so good together.
Yeah.
You're
magic on the mic.
Magic on the mic. Awesome. All right. Take care.
Really good dude. You can tell Don's just like salt of the earth guy. He's got twins at home and really into pinball. Very active in his local league. He's one of the good guys in pinball. So definitely, if you're not listening to the Pinball Podcast, you should be. It's really one of the shows that inspired me to start this show, because I really enjoyed listening to Don and Jeff banter as friends do about something that they both enjoy, which is pinball. And what inspired me was I liked it so much I wished there was more of it, so I decided I would create my own. And so I appreciate that. That was awesome to meet Don. I hope we get to hang out again someday, play some more pinball. Appreciate that. Switching gears a little bit, this will be my little sit down with Escher Lefkoff. If you don't know Escher Lefkoff, he's 11. He's a bad dude. He can play pinball. This guy knows his stuff, and you will see his name pop up time and time again from here on out for the rest of your and my pinball lifetime, I'm assuming. So Escher Lefkoff, household name to come, if not already, in pinball.
So we're here at Papa. I've got Escher Lefkoff, prodigy, one of the greatest players in the world. And how old are you, Escher?
I'm 11 now.
You're 11 now. And how'd you do? You kind of crushed the juniors division.
Yeah, I won all three of the...
All three?
Yeah, three. There's 3 tournaments, I won all 3 of them.
Was it pretty easy, or did you have to really try?
The second one, I didn't deserve to win.
What happened?
I had a bad game, and I need Timothy Street, another great pinball player. I needed him to come all the way back and catch both of us, and he did it. And he deserves the win there, but he ended up taking 3rd anyways.
Wow. So you played in the A division this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I took around 30th. I think it's not bad because there was only one good entry.
How many entries did you put in?
Like 5 maybe.
Yeah.
It just takes forever because there's the lines are long, and but still, it's fun.
Did you want to stay last night and keep going and keep trying?
I was too tired. I was gonna do it, but then the lines were like an hour on every game, and I was like, I'm not gonna stay up to 12. So
it's a late night. I was here. I was pulling for your dad. He just missed it.
Yeah, he needed 25 points in 3 games, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was too bad. We were pulling for him on our show. What game was really your best game in the A division?
I think I really liked High Speed. That High Speed I played very well, but everybody else played it well too. But I think that was my greatest game there. And yeah.
And what game's tough for you over there?
That Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone's tough?
No, it's not tough.
That one?
No, not even that one. It's just that I need over 700 million for a good score, and I never get 700 million on a normal one.
I don't either. I own that game, and I don't ever get 700 million.
Well, I get my basic score 700 million on it, but I don't always get it, and I didn't want to rely on it. So.
Gotcha. So, is it? I don't even know how to ask you this. Do you realize how amazing it is that you're 11 and you're qualifying in like the top, and you're number 30 in the A division with the best pinball players in the world? Do you realize that's kind of a pretty neat thing?
Yeah, I figured because all the kids in my class have no idea what I'm talking about.
They don't even understand pinball, right?
Yeah, I have my birthday parties at Lions Classic Pinball, and they enjoy it, but tournaments are my thing. I'd rather play in tournaments than just playing. But I do play just by practicing and everything. So.
What's your favorite game right now?
The one I'm going to play next.
The one you're going to play? You had that answer ready.
Yeah. I get asked that question a lot.
What games do you have at home?
Oh, God.
Lots?
Okay, this is going to take a while. I got Escape Ball, Jungle Queen, Big Buck Hunter, Simpsons, Lord of the Rings, CSI, 24, Twilight Zone, No Good Gophers, Indiana Jones, Attack from Mars, both of the Pinball 2000s, Revenge from Mars, and Episode 1, Star Wars Episode 1. And I think I'm missing a few. Oh yeah, I have an Avatar. And
is that the newest game you have?
The newest game that we got is probably CSI, but that's not the newest one. Avatar's probably. So.
Do you like the new Stern games that are coming out?
Yeah, they're getting better. I like Metallica. Metallica was very in-depth rule and everything. And Star Trek, great game. I love it. It's so much strategy on it. So.
What do you think of Mustang?
Mustang, it's you need to get lucky on it because it's all about hitting those center targets over and over again. And I'm not a big fan of hitting those targets, and that's the only way to get huge scores is by hitting those targets. So not as much as the other games.
Gotcha. What about Wizard of Oz? What's your take on the Wizard of Oz game?
I think they added too much to it. I think they added way, like there's so many in-depth rules. There's so many things about it that everybody doesn't know. If maybe the rules were a bit simpler, I would like it more.
Interesting. Do you follow Pinside, the website?
No, I heard that the only thing I heard of Pinside was the whole entire comment on me sandbagging in C division.
Air quotes.
Air quotes.
The 10-year-old sandbagger, right?
Yeah. It was like how, and it was like a 100-post line or whatever. And I didn't see it myself.
Asher, they're jealous of you. I mean, I'm jealous of you.
Well, I think they're just upset because I qualified on 2 tickets, and actually that was my lineup because there's a Ripley's, and I forgot to mention I do own a Ripley's.
Okay, yep.
And I got 20 million. I was almost top scorer on it because nobody knows how to play it. It's kind of a game that not a lot of people know, and it's never an A division anymore because of the switch. You can short plunge on it, catch the ball, and get to multi-ball without even starting your ball yet.
Why didn't you tell me this yesterday? I needed this information 24 hours ago, Asher.
You should have asked me.
I would have. I need tips because I'm not that good. I love pinball. I host this podcast. I own games. I play a lot. I'm not that good. What would I need to do to get better?
You have to learn the rules to every single game.
Learn the rules.
That takes a while. It just helps that my dad taught me all the rules. But what else? You also have to know all the skills like drop catching, live catching, push passing. Did I say live catching?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Flutter catching is very important. Loop passing, all the skills. You need to know how to do them.
Do you just sometimes practice those things at home?
Oh yeah, I don't practice them, but I use them like every single time I play. It's something in the state of mind. Like 2 years ago, I didn't know how to drop catch, and then I started like trying to get myself to do it, and eventually I'm doing it by myself now. It just happens, and I just do it on the fly. Flutter catching is pretty much drop catching, except when you can see a backspin on the ball and you just flutter it, and then you get a trap, which is a lot better.
Do you think that your dad is still a better player than you?
So I'm a more on the fly kind of person, and he's more conservative. It's kind of like in football, defense and offense, except we level each other out. So we're kind of equal at this point because. I beat him a lot, he beats me more, so he's probably still a little bit better than me.
But someday you're going to take that, aren't you?
Probably.
Do you feel like you're getting better?
More time than he does, but
do you feel like you're getting better, like tournament to tournament?
Yeah, I'm getting better for sure. Because last year, I was just watching I'm also watching the A division.
There's a playoff for the last group, isn't there?
See if Keith B. Johnson can catch Lyman here. So, what were we talking about? Yeah.
If you're getting better, you feel like you're progressing.
I'm getting better because I'm doing better in these tournaments. 30th in A division is very hard.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome.
Because there's only one factory game there, which was World Cup Soccer at Ball Saver. What?
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this: you're 11. What grade does that put you in?
I'm going to middle school in 3-4 days.
So like sixth grade?
Yeah.
6th grade. Okay. Middle school, 6th grade. Do you have any long-term ideas of what you want to do with your life? Everybody's jealous of anybody that's kind of that young and got the whole world laid out in front of them.
Well, pinball. It's gonna be hard to fit pinball because middle school I have a lot more homework and everything. So I don't know what I'm going to do when I grow up, but I know I'm going to be playing pinball.
Well, that's awesome. Asher, I really appreciate you taking some time to come on Coast to Coast Pinball, and I hope I'll see you again. You going to be at Expo in Chicago?
Oh, yeah, I will be.
Cool.
It's my favorite tournament, almost. Yeah. It's what we call a sternament. It's only stern pinball machines.
Sternament, that's cool. That's awesome.
There.
Well, I will see you there. Thanks very much, man. I appreciate it.
that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. So, wrapping up episode 102, Papa was awesome. It makes me want to play better pinball. It makes me want to go home and practice. It makes me want to own a Stern game really badly. There's something about the way these Stern games play, and they're so prevalent in tournaments nowadays that I think to really compete at a high level or any real level, you need to have the feel and the ability to jump on AC/DC or jump on Metallica or Mustang or Star Trek and be able to throw up some decent scores. So it's really had my mind going. Maybe I should make room in my collection for a Metallica or a Star Trek. So I'm kind of thinking about that a lot. There will be more. I'll probably talk about Papa at great length as far as the facility goes and the games go, because man, it is so cool. It's so amazing, and like I kind of said too in the beginning, I think there's more to be done for promoting pinball as a competitive sport on a higher level. To sort of, I think that top-down approach, if you can get people get their eyeballs on the best players, it will inspire more people to want to grow up and be good pinball players. And it'll inspire them to go find pinball machines to play, buy pinball machines to own, keep the manufacturers building more games, keep the locations buying more games, selling more pinball to the masses. I think that's only a good thing. And Papa really kind of got my wheels spinning on that, and watching the World Championships play out this weekend in Pittsburgh. So thank you for listening. If you'd like to email me, I'll be home Thursday. So if you've bought a shirt from me in the last week, which I know I had some shirt sales come through, the new shirts are posted on the website. You can go to coast2coastpinball.com, check those out. I haven't mailed any shirts in about 7 or 8 days. I think Teresa mailed some out for us over the weekend, which would have been yesterday. So there are a few that'll be hitting. If you're waiting on a shirt, it's either on the mail or I'll get it mailed out as soon as I get home. I really appreciate the shirt buys, man. It helps me be able to buy a better field recorder like I have to go out and do field recordings. Helps me be able to get to these shows and try and give you my spin and my thoughts on what's going on out there. So appreciate it. Love seeing the Coast to Coast Pinball shirts at these events. That's really inspiring. So appreciate that. If you'd like to email me, I will try and get back to you. And if it's a good email, you'll get probably on the show. With your email, it's coastpinball@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Did I get that right? Yeah. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. And if you're into Google Plus, I'm not, so I'm sorry. Until next time, go play some pinball, enjoy, and take care of yourselves.